after they got back to Kodiak, Baranov got a report of trouble at Yakutat Bay on the southeast coast, where he was building a new settlement. So he and about 50 of his armed hunters, plus wife Anna at her insistence, launched a squadron of 3 sloops to head for Yakutat Bay. Upon landing at Yakutat, Baranov led his men and Anna into the Tlingit village with a plan. They marched past fierce totems right into the village of 5 log longhouses nestled in a clearing and surrounded by high dark green firs. As the lead Russians came before the chief's longhouse at the village center, they stopped and all quickly took their assigned positions. Some Russians pointed their muskets at the door of the chief's longhouse, and the others aimed their guns to the side and behind at the Tlingit warriors who quickly gathered round. Kupanik and Anna were immediately behind some big Russians in front, and they faced each other and went down on one knee. The level forelegs of Kupanik and Anna thus provided a platform for Baranov, and he stood up on them as they grabbed his lower legs to brace him. When he came into view above the hunters, he was wearing his polar bear Nanak cape with his toothed bear head as a crown. Kupanik and Anna were completely out of sight behind the big Russians. The big Russians who were screening them all around. Here is a picture of Baranov with his polar bear costume on, polar bear skin on. The gleaming ivory teeth of the polar bear's upper jaw menaced forward just above his forehead. The teeth of the lower jaw jutted out beneath Baranov's chin, and the white fur flowed over him like a waterfall. He was an amazing sight to behold, especially to the Tlingit who had never seen the polar bear of the far north. The big Russians kneeling in front held their muskets at the ready. Chief Ishka, a muscular 6-footer of about 40, came out bare-chested in long deerskin pants and with a warrior from Sitka at his side, Katlian, who was visiting his Yakutat relatives. The chief was actually several inches taller than Baranov, but Baranov, standing on Kupanik and Anna, looked down at the tall natives standing impassively a few feet in front of him. Then Baranov spoke to the chief in Tlingit. "I am the great Nanak, assistant to Her Majesty Catherine the Great, the Empress of Russia, who rules all of this country. Last year you agreed to sell us the island for our peaceful settlement, and now you want it back. What is this nonsense? I learned you won't sell us guns and gunpowder, so I changed my mind. It's our island because you agreed to sell it, and I'm not selling it back. Why won't you sell us guns and powder? What have you done that would make us trust you with guns that you would use against us? Was it not your men who attacked mine on Montague? If you stay here, we must have hostages. No, it is you who must give us hostages, because it is you who has given us so many reasons to distrust you. You can't have it, because your people will hunt all our seals and otters. The people who will live here are not hunters, they are farmers, just farmers. Listen, if you take back the island, I, Nanak, will call in my warships with their mighty cannons. They will blast your village into 1,000 flaming pieces that will tumble over that mountain and set the forest on fire. Then nothing will be left of your land or your people. So what will it be? Do we keep the island, or do we blow you to your dog heaven hell? For a long moment, Baranov and Chief Ishka just stared at each other. Baranov's jaw was set resolutely, and his intense blue eyes under the polar bear teeth were unblinking. He knew this argument would be settled by the single issue that always settled arguments with natives: firepower. Katlian whispered something to Chief Ishka, who shook his head and then with a slight smile said, "We will celebrate our agreement with a potlatch." Baranov nodded, and at his signal there were cheers from the Russians. But Katlian, though impressed by Baranov's cleverness, wasn't intimidated at all. In fact, He concluded the day would surely come when he would have to defeat this man and kill him. A little postlude here. Baranov had been sent to Alaska to be governor for just 5 years. But everyone sent to replace him died on the way, so he was stuck in Alaska for 28 years. He and Anna had 3 children, and after his Russian wife died, he married Anna in the Russian church, and their children were legitimized by the Tsar. There's much, much more, so get the book and see for yourself. Hi there, I'm Roger Seiler, the author of this historical novel, Master of Alaska. And you can go on to Amazon.com and order it in either the paper or their ebook format. And after you've read it, we'd love to hear from you. So please enter your comments on Amazon, and we'll be looking forward to seeing what you have to say. Thank you.